Hi, I'm Dhiraj. I'm the founder of Mu Sigma. Before I talk about what Mu Pathshala is and what the idea of Mu Sigma is, I wanted to give you the backstory behind the idea of Mu Sigma. And the backstory goes quite a bit of time ago. I as a student, I always struggled at school. I was not one of those kids who could do very well in a given system. My mind would wander. It would go from one thought to another thought. It would want to connect various things. It would be constantly distracted. And as that distracted kid was tested again and again by the system, I lost a lot of my confidence when I was at school. And then came the board exams, which tested me on a certain syllabus. And I was fortunate enough to do okay in that, and eventually went on to go through an engineering program, which again tested me on a certain syllabus. It didn't allow me to get distracted. It didn't allow me to. It did not allow my mind to wander. It did not allow me to experiment as much. And then came life, where I was free to do what I wanted to do. The beauty of life is that it does not test you the same way as the system did. And the good thing about life is that it allows your mind to wander. If only you would be brave enough to do that. And I did. And that's how Mu Sigma got started. It got started about a decade ago. And today, we are one of the 9 unicorns in the data space. We are quite profitable and we're doing very, very well. We work with over 140 Fortune 500 clients. But the thought process for this came from a wandering mind, which would allow fumbling to happen on a constant basis, allow mistakes to happen, learn from those mistakes, and and experience amazement at the surprise that nature would throw at you. The thought process was that one should not be excited about what one knows, but more importantly, what one does not know. The discovery of ignorance is such a beautiful thing. And when the discovery of ignorance happens, the possibility of learning can happen. Learning is the rate of change of knowledge. When knowledge ceases to exist in its current form, learning happens. Mu Sigma is built on this simple principle that learning is more important than knowing. To make that happen, we realize that experts on a constant basis carry the weight of their expertise and therefore find it harder to acknowledge their ignorance and discover their ignorance. It's experimentation with childlike curiosity that is important, and the cost of experimentation in a place has to be down, has to be low, so that the people around can feel that they can try different things and connect various things. The nature of everything that we see today is a connected nature. The virtualization of the physical space has happened through software, and software has allowed for more connectivity that makes everything a network. In a world where everything is a network, interactions have become far more important than entities. How things interact matters, and therefore wandering thoughts that connect with each other and that can and that is not happy with itself. So the new IP we learned is not about intellectual property, which is so individualistic, but rather interaction property, which is collectivistic. The shape of complexity, the shape of uncertainty is the shape of a network. And in that shape, how people interact across disciplines, across hardware and software, across functional silos, across the various type of expertise that they have becomes far more important. So cheers to a wandering mind. And for that wandering mind, and I want the next generation to not feel as guilty as I felt of having a wandering mind. I want that next generation to say that learning happens through that wandering mind. Learning happens through that experimentation. Learning happens through that interaction. My philosophy has been shaped by this. I'm fortunate that I achieved, and in Mu Sigma we achieved quite a bit of success that has allowed me to propagate this philosophy to the next level. We feel at Mu Sigma that there are a few key ingredients that are critical. The first one is curiosity. If you cannot have curiosity, you cannot do enough. If you have that curiosity, then you will have the ability to come up with new things, and learn and discover your ignorance quite a bit. The second one is the ability to connect dots and come up with insights. If you have that, that's not enough, because it's not enough if the idea is with you. An idea becomes a better idea only if it is sold, if it is moved across various human beings, across nations, across organizations, across religions. Those paradigms are of the old national paradigm, a nation paradigm, a company paradigm, an organization paradigm, a religious paradigm is being challenged today by the idea paradigm. And in that idea paradigm, the ability to engage becomes really, really important. How people engage becomes important. And things don't work in the first go if you're in the fumbling nation. If you're in the nation which is going to fumble and figure out a prototype and then figure out the next prototype and figure out the next prototype, it's not going to work all the time. So therefore, grit becomes very, very important. So curiosity, the ability to connect dots and make up insights, the ability to engage with people and platforms and processes, and last but not the least, grit to not give up becomes extremely, extremely important. So for all those kids out there who are not very comfortable with the system, for all those kids out there whose mind wanders, you're going to do very, very well. Allow your mind to wander. Thanks so much, guys.